Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Kevin, and this is Overland Recon. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome. Today we've got another bonus video, and what we're doing is installing a jack pad kit for a MK7 GTI. Let's get after it. All right, so I want to show you what all we have here before we get started. So basically, under the front of the car here, I'm on the passenger side, there's a plate that's mounted like this. But it's solid right here. It doesn't have this gap in it. And so if you take that plate off, there's a point where you can install this grommet. So we're going to put that in. We'll put this plate back on, which gives the space for this. And then the last thing we'll put on is the actual jack plate. And this basically fits into that grommet. Okay. So that'll give us a better jack point in the front, and then in the rear, same kind of thing. There's a couple of seals that we take off, and then we pop this in, and it gives us a better jack plate. What this is for is because it's really tight to get into on a GTI. The jack points, to get a jack under it, to get a jack stands under it, and so this gives you a better jack point so that you can then get into the pinch weld with actual jack stands. So we've got a couple pry tools. There is one bolt that we'll take out. It actually goes right here, and it is a T25 torx, so we'll take that out. But yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're under the car here. I don't have it on ramps, because basically the ramps would be on the way, so it's not really much different than just being on the ground. So we're just going to reach under here. This is the plate right here that we're going to take off. And up here is the T25. So we'll just get this out. Essentially, this whole thing has to slide forward. Actually, no, it slides back. But there are tabs that we've got to make sure are clear so that it will pop out. I think there might be one more in the front. There is. There's one more in the front, right in front, right behind this screw. So there's one more right here. So I finally got it, but a little crying, not that big a deal, just a little bit of time. But I want to show what it really is. You can see right here, there's 3 of these slots. And so essentially what you're doing is if you can get them to slide back. So I think it was really, this was the hardest one. And I thought I had it cleared, but really once I could slide it back, it was no big deal, and the third one's up here. So driver said, now that I see that, should be a bit easier. So anyway, let's get the new jack pad in. So I've got, make sure I'm matching up my pieces. And one of these. So this should go right here. Okay, and that went in pretty easily. Once I put the other piece in it, it should secure that pretty well. Let's get the plate in. And essentially this is just going to go back in those same holes all around and slide forward. So we're going to get it in the front one, all 3. More than anything, it's just snug, just fine. So these latches here latched. This one looks like it latched. I believe that's forward. Let me see if I can put the screw back in, torque screw. Make sure that lines up. That'll tell me I've got it far enough forward. There, it's just either left or right. Just trying to shift it until I can line it up. Be part of the issue. There we go. So I can actually press on the inner fender here just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I think that's it. Yeah, that was that. So the issue was I had to press here just a little bit. Line it up. Alright, that should be good. So now this should really just slide in. Now it's not going to go into that same screw, the torque screw. And that is pretty tight. Of course, it just fell out. So what we're going to do is hit it with just a little bit of silicone spray just to lube it up, and then we're going to probably use the jack to finish getting it pressed in. So I'll just hit it with just a little bit of silicone. And I'm going to use the jack. So I'm going to use my floor jack and see if I can press this in and get it to line up. There, it just clicked in. I'm gonna go ahead and release it. Hopefully you heard that click though. Okay, let me get the jack out of the way. That's why the jack was sitting there ready. Okay, so that looks good. The last thing I've got to do is I picked up some Dorman rivets. These are, I'll put the link in the description, but these are Dorman D63, that's right, 963-208D. It says GM bumper rivets, but I test fit them and they were the right size, so we're gonna see if these pop in there and hold, just so that doesn't come out. I mean, it shouldn't, but this will, with it just press fit in, I'd love to see at least something to help secure it. So these just open up, and there's a hole. I'll have to show you on the other one. There's a hole on the other side here. It's on this side. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, fit in there nicely. Okay, so now we've got jack pads on the front. Let's go to the rear. Okay, so now we're in the back, or the rear of the car. These should be quite a bit easier. Really, with this one, there's two grommets. You take out, there's one here and one here, and then you pop this in, the slants toward the front, drop off toward the rear, basically it'll fit in, and then this will pop in on the back side. I will probably use the jack to set it in place once again, but let's just get a pry tool. There we go. There's one. Sorry, not a pry tool, pick. The mosquitoes are out here getting me. Let's see if I can pull this from the front instead. I'm one of those people that tries not to ruin it when I remove it, but it isn't always achieved. There we go. All right, so two out. And again, we're going to slide this in the front. To the point that I can the rear to line up. And there's a little rubber seal around this. So there it goes. We'll slide forward. Actually, I don't even know if I need the jack, but I'm going to use it anyway, just to be sure. Just make sure it's seated. And essentially, this is the new jack pad anyway, right? So essentially, it's a test. There it goes. It hit, and then we'll press. Okay. So I should be well seated in there. All right, and that's the rear. Okay, everyone. That does it for the jack pad install on the MK7 GTI. Really wasn't too bad. And again, it'll be nice to have these, you know, whenever I'm putting the GT up on jack stands, won't have such the mess when I'm trying to lift it up. Again, the issue was you'd have to do this really back and forth, teeter it up a little too high, a little more than you want. So this gives a place to put the jack, and then you can put the jack stands on the pinch welds like normal. Again, just gets it a little more room, a little easier. And again, doing it when I'm doing work in the driveway as opposed to, you know, on a lift, because I don't have a lift. So I think that's about it. Again, kind of getting this done so that I can do some of the next maintenance on this as well. Again, as bonus videos. Gonna do the DSG service. They recommend that at 40,000. I'm only about 31, but I've had the car for 6 years, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it, as well as the front diff. That may be the wrong name for it, so I'll double check that. But I've got the fluid. I've already got everything ready. I just may be calling it the wrong thing. Again, we'll do an oil change on this as well. Just all the normal stuff. Just gotta like keep good maintenance. All the cars need a good wash. I have been slack on that, so I will break out the foam cannon, pressure washer, and get these all cleaned up as well. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video. Take care.